This essay example, as well as thousands of others, is available in text format on our website for free and without registration. Simply Google IV Panda Free Essays.
Lipid catabolism, or lipolysis, is the process of breaking down the molecules of lipids into simpler ones, with the release of energy. Under the influence of lipases, a type of enzyme, lipids break down into glycerol and free fatty acids. These free fatty acids then become available for cellular uptake. They are bound by albumin and then transported to tissues and cells requiring energy. Then, these fatty acids are beta-oxidated and thus transformed into acetyl coenzyme A. The latter may undergo the Krebs cycle and be broken down further. Meanwhile, glycerol can also be decomposed in the process of glycolysis. Lipid anabolism, on the other hand, is the process of synthesizing the molecules of lipids from simpler ones to store energy. Lipids are synthesized from carbohydrates when there is an oversupply of them. In the process, fatty acids are created in the presence of synthases, catalyzing enzymes, from acetyl coenzyme A. After that, these fatty acids are joined with a variation of glycerol, which results in a molecule of phosphatidic acid, to which a hydrophilic portion of the lipid is added, creating a molecule of a lipid. It is worth noting that certain lipids cannot be synthesized in some organisms, and must be obtained via food. Speaking about the structure and function of lipids, it is worth pointing out that lipids are often hydrophobic, which allows them to be parts of cell membranes and form water-repellent integuments, and regulate the permeability of cells. At the same time, when decomposed, lipids produce a vast amount of energy, which is why they are used by most organisms to store energy. To give an example, triacylglycerols, dietary fats, in the process of catabolism are broken down into two molecules of fatty acids and a molecule of monoacylglycerol in the presence of lipase. After that, the resulting molecules are transported into enterocytes, intestinal absorptive cells. There, they might be reattached again to form triacylglycerol, then be wrapped in proteins and transported around the body. Lipids break down into glycerol and fatty acids. Because fats are one of the main subclasses of lipids, basically, lipids are often associated with fats for most people. It is easy to remember that they decompose into fatty acids. It is also easy to remember that the breakdown requires lipases, catalysts, because of the similarity of names, lipids and lipases. The process of lipid synthesis is similar to the process of decomposition turned backward. Lipids are created from fatty acids and glycerols in the presence of synthases, substances that catalyze this synthesis. This topic is important for real life because lipids play a crucial role in living organisms. They form membranes of cells, store energy for further use, and perform numerous other functions. It is also essential that some organisms cannot synthesize certain lipids, which are, however, necessary for their vital functions, and must get them from food. There is much current research on lipids and their effect on the human organism. For instance, Kano and Munikata studied the correlation between the levels of high-density lipoprotein cholesterol and the risk of cardiovascular disease and stroke development in the Japanese population. Similarly, Park, Lee, and Ovbiagele examined the effects of vitamin interventions on the levels of lipids and the risk of stroke and cardiac diseases in patients of several hospitals in the United States, Canada, and Scotland. As can be seen, lipids play important roles in disease control and prediction. Therefore, it is clear that studying the processes of catabolism and anabolism of lipids is crucial not only for understanding how, for example, the organism stores energy, which may be used, for instance, in the food industry, but also for the advancement of medicine. If you want to find more works like this essay on lipid catabolism and anabolism, head over to ivpanda.com. It has a collection of free samples with thousands of submissions covering virtually all academic subjects. No registration required to access it.